What's up everyone? I'm going to give you as many tips as I possibly can on how to win your first solo in Fortnite Season 7 and maybe even your first solo in your Fortnite career, which would be absolutely insane. And you're going to see the first two victory royales I actually got in Season 7, and the first one I played like it was a competitive scrim and like I wasn't that great of a player, so that anyone that hasn't won can really relate. And then after that, my next game I kind of played it more normal so you can see how most other players play, and it will give you a good idea of what you need to do to seal those victory royales in Season 7. And a lot has changed with the map, which is why I always like releasing this right at the start of the season. So they did add new locations like Frosty Flights, Polar Peak, and Happy Hamlet, and then they also increased the chance of final circles ending on the outer edges of the map, and I feel like this is huge. You should really pay attention to that, because that means your rotations are going to have to be on point. You're going to have to understand how to use the new items like planes and zip lines and anything they update down the road. So that's why I'm here. Hopefully I can kind of communicate well how I use these things to seal these victories in my first two Xbox games, and then you were also seeing some duo gameplay at the start of me on PC where I am a much better player with my controller. That's everything I wanted to say though, so let's hop into these tips. Now we are going to look at the more normal solo first, where I actually had to rotate zone to zone to get the victory royale, but right away you see I'm landing at a discrete location, and your goal should always be to have one or fewer people landing there. So I see one guy to my right. Now my priorities become land on a gun, loot up the area I landed in, and then rotate through the city to try to find this guy, elim him, take his stuff, and then just finish looting the city from there, and then you can be on your merry way. Usually you're landing at a smaller city, so it really shouldn't take you guys too long to loot up places like this and then get out of there. And right here you will see I found an absolute bot. I know that's not always going to be the case, guys, so I'm sorry this is a bad example for an early fight you would have to take, because I did have limited mats, so nothing crazy was going to happen in a build battle right there. But then after I've looted up the city, it is time to rotate, and you see me hop on a zip line. These are absolutely crucial to your success in Season 7, and one of the biggest tips I've seen people not understanding is that when you're on a zip line, you're not stuck going one direction. If you turn completely around and face the direction you came from, you can jump up and start going reverse on the zip line, so you go back the way you came from. Please do not look side to side. I've had friends that just completely jumped off the zip line because they were looking to the side, jumped left, and then they were falling to their death. I do not recommend that. Please don't do that. Then you see me, I eventually got in a plane, and I'm not going to show you the first footage because it was terrible, guys. Flying a plane is just kind of a bit different than you think it would be, and so it's very easy once you practice it, and I definitely recommend you practice it, because planes are another big key that you can utilize these to get in the top 10 like every single time. I had a player in a duo yesterday that literally just flew around the top of the map the entire time until the end of the game. Then he dropped down with like top 5 to go, got the high ground, built himself up, and it made it much more difficult on my friend and I to take him out. If you're going to use that strategy though, I recommend you collect resources and ammo, because if you're flying around all game, you're not going to be collecting these things, and that's going to kind of hurt you in the end game if someone's absolutely stacked and is just outbuilding you like this guy does to me right here. Now these are all fights that are optional. You guys do not need to take these. I take these because I want more items. You see I only had a green AR and I was trying to find better weapons, so I drop down and start getting in these engagements. But right now that's back-to-back fights. You've seen me jump over somebody's ramp and surprise them with a shotgun. I made that how to counter buff shotguns video, and these are the tips that you need to utilize. You see how I'm using these things right there. Sadly I only got a 28 on that guy, but I'm doing it very well to where right when somebody pops over the ramp, I'm not the one jumping up like they are, and I'm getting easy shots on them. So don't make mistakes like those two guys just did right there. You need to make sure that you are having the high ground, or if you aren't, you need to build over the top of you to protect yourself from players like me. So now we are in a top 11 situation where we are trying to just spray down this plane so he doesn't come at us. Planes I still think are going to be changed later on, but right now they have ability to ram you off of mountains, which is why it's kind of scary to build up on top of those things. I used to recommend that whenever you get in the top 10, just continue rotating to the highest point on the map, so whatever mountain or hill was nearby. But right now they've got zip lines, they still have launch pads, you've got planes. There's plenty of ways that people can get up to that high ground, and planes buildings are a great way to knock you off of that structure you built. So that's why I'm still kind of torn on what my advice is when it comes to where you should be rotating to in the top 10. I usually advise right now just trying to find a spot where you hear gunfights going down and you can kind of observe them. So you see me using everything to rotate in this game right now. I've used zip lines, I've used the plane, I've used the ATVs, and I've gotten around the map very nicely. But from here, of course, you are always going to be seeing planes in the top 10 right now. It's just something you've got to get accustomed to. But right here, I'm just kind of looking and listening for players to see if I can third party anyone, because I'm trying to get that number down to even lower. And right now I find this guy, and I'm going to say this was a really dumb engagement to take, because this guy ends up being an alright builder compared to me, because again guys, I am not great. I'm an okay builder, I'm a terrible editor, and I'm just wanting to show you guys that even a terrible builder like me can get victories if you play your cards right. So right here, you are going to see me try to spray him down and get him to my level, and I get a very nice shotgun shot right there, like 60 I think. And my mistake I made was I didn't build after that. My biggest thing is whenever you get off a pump shot, and I made it in my counter buff shotguns video, you need to build right after you land a shot. Build, reset, and then go from there. Don't try to spray someone down. Your best bet is just to hit another shotgun shot. So I messed that up, but I heal up and go and try to hide the rest of the video and listen for people. But that didn't end up working out. I end up seeing this guy camping in this spot, which was absolutely insane. I didn't even know that was there, and if he wasn't moving around, I probably wouldn't have seen him. So if you guys need a new camping spot when you're over here, that is a great place to land. I really do advise that. I was stunned by that guy and thank him for showing me where that was. So after that though, I just loot up, I heal up, and then I'm kind of just chilling. I'm guarding my position, laying traps so no one can really get the jump on me, and then I'm kind of just waiting for the zone to come in, because there's 3 people left, there's 48 seconds left, and I got nowhere to be. So whenever you're in situations like this, you feel like you got a good positioning, just kind of hang out, because a plane's not going to get me in that tunnel. So I'm feeling very comfortable. And then after that, I'm going to skip forward, because guys, I was really truly just chilling there until I had to move. And then right away you see me build up for high ground. I am telling you guys, the biggest key you can do for yourselves is you don't even have to work on editing, because I'm a terrible editor and I win all the time, but you do need to hop in creative mode with your buddies and practice building. My friend Dan and I built battle each other for over an hour the other day, and when I got out of it, I was like, okay, I still can't edit to save my life, but I can build very efficiently, and that's all you need. If you guys can just build up whenever you're by yourself and not in a build battle, you're going to be good to go to win way more solos in Season 7. So from here, you guys just see me rotating wisely. Whenever you get to these final circles, this is when it's all about positioning and placing yourself in the right spot. So I rotate over to where the zone is rotating to, so this guy is going to have to come to me slowly but surely, and I just end up spraying him down and picking up the very easy victory royale. So I hope that showed you guys a good example of what you need to do when you are rotating throughout. I know I took a couple fights some of you wouldn't normally take, but at the end of the day, if you work on those things I recommended, you should win way more solos. It's just not as complicated as people think. I've had many friends tell me that they just haven't been able to win, and I think there's many reasons for that. When I watch their gameplay, I see them not building when they're getting shot at, like right here. You need to build, protect yourself from that guy shooting at you, and you'll be just fine, because he's in an engagement. Just a third party at the end of these games, because like I said, Cole and I have made videos on how to make it to the top 5, so you guys can figure out how to just kind of camp your way to the end. Then it's about what you do back here, and so I'm third partying. I need to start utilizing aim assist a little bit more there. I know that was kind of bad shots, and I only got in a couple chip damage there. Cole's made a video on that. We've made a video on how to counter buff shotguns, so you can kind of see what to do in those close combat situations. When it comes to obtaining better weapons if you're camping with 1 kill, you want to know what I did to get all the good weapons I have right now? I literally followed a guy that kept laying out the lobby, and whenever he would loot up the guy he killed, I would go back in and get any extra wood or brick he didn't need anymore because he was already at max. I would take the extra guns he didn't want, which got me a shotgun and also that gold submachine gun. It's just like these guys that are really good eventually don't need to hold on to the same weapons over and over. So if a guy with a scar kills a guy with a scar, you're going to get a free scar if you're just following these good players without being seen. Now you do need to be discreet, take it as you're being a spy, whatever the case may may be, but that's what I do in these games to make sure I still have decent weapons so that I can hang with any of these really good players that have been stacking up resources, ammo, and solid weapons all game. And then of course the grenade launcher and any explodes are always going to be your best friend, so I definitely recommend utilizing those in your inventory. But other than that, guys, that's about everything you need to use to win your first solo in Season 7. If this video was helpful, please let me know in the comments down below, and also like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I really appreciate you guys checking it out. Season 7's been absolutely amazing so far in my opinion, and I think once they adjust planes a little bit more, it will be even better. This has been Josh from RodeyBros though, and I will see you all in the next video.
Started as a zero, I was chasing dreams, trying to turn into a hero. Sniper rifle, 5 rivals, going for the title. I could be the one that they idol. Red brush, climbing stairs, fire here, I'm over there. It's Rodey fam, hit you while we flying through the air.